Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss about trigonometric ratios. As you can see from this table, we have different angles and their equivalent values. For example, sine of 30 degrees is 1 over 2, cos of 30 degrees is root 3 over 2, tan of 30 degrees is root 3 over 3, and so on. We need to know these trigonometric ratios, especially for the 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and the 60 degrees, if we want to solve problems that involve trigonometry. These problems that you are seeing can be solved with the understanding of trigonometric ratios. So that is why it is important to remember these trigonometric ratios, or at least know how to derive them. And that is what I would like to begin with. First, we have a right angle triangle here. Let's indicate it with the 90-degree angle here. Let's give this angle 30 degrees, and obviously this other angle will be 60 degrees. If we are taking reference to the 30 degrees, this side of the triangle will be the opposite. The hypotenuse doesn't change. It is always the side facing the 90-degree angle, and the other side will be the adjacent. If you have 30 degrees here, adjacent to it we have root 3. We will call the opposite 1, and we will call the hypotenuse 2. You have to remember these values. So if you remember SOHCAHTOA, the sine of an angle is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. The cosine of an angle is equal to the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. The tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. So for example, if we want to find the value of sine 30 degrees. 30 degrees is the angle. Remember, sine, so, is opposite divided by hypotenuse. The opposite to it is 1, hypotenuse is 2. So sine 30 is equal to 1 over 2. Cos 30 will be equal to what? Remember, cos is adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. The adjacent is root 3, hypotenuse is 2. So that is why cos 30 degrees is equal to root 3 divided by 2. For tan 30 degrees, that will be equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. The opposite is 1, the adjacent is root 3. So that is why tan 30 is 1 all over root 3. But when we have root 3, we have to do rationalization because we don't want to leave root as a denominator. So how do we rationalize? We're going to multiply it both by the numerator and by itself as a denominator. That is the same as 1 all over root 3 multiplied by root 3 divided by root 3. Okay? This is what we call rationalization. So 1 times root 3 is root 3 all over root 3 times root 3 is root 9, but we know that root 9 is the same as 3 because the square root of 9 is 3. So I will write 3 directly. Okay? Sine 30 is 1 over 2, cos 30 is root 3 over 2, and tan 30 is root 3 over 3. If you can't remember these values, then you should be able to know how this triangle is drawn, and from there you can determine the values. Okay, sine 30 is 1 over 2, cos 30 is root 3 divided by 2, tan 30 is root 3 over 3. Let's move on to the 60 degrees angle. For the 60-degree angle, if we are taking reference from it, then the adjacent and the opposite will change. For the 60-degree angle, the opposite is this side, and therefore the adjacent will be this side. The hypotenuse doesn't change. So what is sine 60? Sine of 60 from saw is opposite divided by hypotenuse. Opposite divided by hypotenuse. So that is root 3 divided by 2. Cos 60 degrees is ka, adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Okay, that is ka, adjacent divided by hypotenuse. The adjacent is 1, the hypotenuse is 2. Cos of 60 is 1 over 2. Tan 60 degrees is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Remember, TOA, opposite divided by adjacent. The opposite is root 3, the adjacent is 1. So tan 60 is root 3 divided by 1. If we simplify that, that is just root 3. All right. So this is how we are able to have the values. Sine 60 is root 3 divided by 2. Cos 60 is equal to 1 over 2. And tan 60 is equal to root 3. Sine 60, root 3 divided by 2. Cos 60 is 1 over 2. And tan 60 is root 3. Now let's move on to the 45 degrees angle. So if we have a right angle triangle, let's call this angle 45 degrees. The other angle will also be 45 degrees because sum is going to be 180 degrees. For the 45 degrees angle, the values that you have to remember, 1, 1, and root 2. So if we are considering any angle, let's say the 45 here, the side facing that angle will be the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. It is always the longest side, and therefore this is the adjacent. Remembering our saw ka toa, sine of 45 degrees is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. The opposite is 1, hypotenuse is root 2. So that will be 1 divided by root 2. Again, because we have a sword as a denominator, we have to rationalize. How do we rationalize? If we have 1 over root 2, we have to multiply the denominator by the numerator and by the denominator. So 1 times root 2 is root 2, divided by root 2 times root 2 is root 4. But what is root 4? Root 4 is the same as 2. So we're going to have root 2 divided by 2. So that is sine 45. Cos 45 degrees is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. The adjacent is 1, hypotenuse is root 2. So cos 45 is also 1 divided by root 2. And when we rationalize, we have root 2 over 2. So sine 45 and cos 45 are equal. Moving on to tan 45. That is opposite divided by adjacent. The opposite of this triangle is 1. The adjacent is 1. So that is 1 divided by 1. Tan 45 is 1 divided by 1. And what is 1 divided by 1? Tan 45 is 1. Now we will begin answering the following questions. Question 1. Simplify 2 tan 60 degrees plus cos 30 degrees divided by sine 60 degrees. So that is the question here. We want to simplify 2 tan 60 degrees plus cos 30 degrees divided by sine 60 degrees. So the angles that we have are 60 degrees and 30 degrees. Let us quickly remember the triangle that we have. If this is the right angle triangle, let's say we have angle 30 degrees here and angle 60 degrees. We've said that this side will be root 3, this side will be 1, and this side will be 2. You have to remember this. In the question, we have tan 60 degrees. What is that? When we are taking reference to the 60 degrees, this side will be the opposite, this side will be the hypotenuse, and this side will be the adjacent. So tan 60 is opposite divided by adjacent. The opposite is root 3, the adjacent is 1. So we can say tan 60 is root 3 divided by 1, and root 3 divided by 1 is just root 3. We also need to know cos 30 degrees. This is the 30 degrees. Cos is adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So we can say cos 30 degrees is root 3 divided by 2. Now let's try to determine the value of sine 60 degrees. So this is the angle. Sine of 60 degrees is opposite divided by hypotenuse. Okay, so sine 60 degrees is the opposite, which is root 3 divided by hypotenuse is 2. So now we know this, we can be able to simplify 2 tan 60 degrees plus cos 30 degrees divided by sine 60 degrees. So that is 2 multiplied by tan 60 is root 3 plus cos 30 is root 3 divided by 2 divided by sine 60 is root 3 divided by 2. So we have 2 root 3 plus root 3 divided by 2. For the long division sign, we can replace it with the short division sign. So that will be divided by root 3 divided by 2. Now, for this expression here, I can say over 1 so that it can help me to find the LCM. So what is going to be the LCM of 1 and 2? That is 2. 1 into 2 is 2 times. 2 times 2 root 3 is 4 root 3. Plus 2 into 2 is 1 times. 1 times root 3 is root 3. Okay, divide this by root 3 over 2. 4 root 3 plus root 3, that gives 5 root 3 over 2 divided by root 3 over 2. So what we can do now is to replace this division sign with a multiplication sign, and by doing so, we have to invert these values. So that is to say 5 root 3 over 2 times 2 over root 3. So what can we do here? The 2 can cancel 2, root 3 can cancel root 3. So our final answer is just 5. Simplify 3 cos 60 degrees plus sine 45 degrees divided by sine 30. So the angles that we have here are 60 degrees, 30 degrees, and 45 degrees. Let's try to draw triangles for them. We have two triangles. Let one of them be 30 degrees and 60 degrees. And let the other triangle be 45 degrees. That's the right angle triangle. For the 30-60 degrees triangle, what you have to remember, this is root 3, this is 1, this is 2. For the 45 degrees triangle, this is 1, this is 1, and here is root 2. So how do we find cos 60 degrees? Cos is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. The adjacent is 1, the hypotenuse is 2. Cos 60 degrees is equal to 1 over 2. What about sine 45 degrees? Sine 45 degrees, you can use any of the angle. Sine is opposite divided by hypotenuse. That is the same as 1 all over root 2. So 1 over root 2, if we rationalize it, let's bring the 1 over root 2 first. To rationalize it, we will multiply the numerator by root 2 and multiply the denominator by root 2. So that is going to be root 2 all over root 2 times root 2 is root 4. But what is root 4? Is the same as 2. We are doing rationalization in order to eliminate the denominator from its sodic form. So that is it. Cos 60 is 1 over 2. Sine 45 is root 2 divided by 2. And we need to know sine 30. Sine 30 degrees is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So that is 1 over 2. Okay? Now we can move on to simplify. It says 3 cos 60 degrees plus sine 45 degrees divided by sine 30. 3 cos 60 degrees plus sine 45 degrees divided by sine 30 degrees. We can move on. So that is 3 multiplied by cos 60 is 1 over 2. So that is 1 over 2 plus sine 45 is root 2 divided by 2. Root 2 divided by 2 all over sine 30 is 1 over 2. So 3 times 1 over 2 is 3 over 2 plus root 2 all over 2 divided by 1 over 2. We're going to say 3 over 2 plus root 2 divided by 2. Let's try to use the short division sign. So that is divided by 1 over 2. For 3 over 2 plus root 2 divided by 2, we can find the LCM. That is going to be 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times root 2 is root 2. Divide this by 1 over 2. So we're going to have 3 plus root 2 all over 2. For this division sign, we can change it to multiplication. So that will be times 2 over 1. That is, we are going to change their position. So these 2 should be multiplied by all of this expression. So we can say 2 into 3 plus root 2 as the numerator, divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So what can we do here? 2 can cancel 2. So the final answer is 3 plus root 2. Given that cos x degrees is equal to p, evaluate sine x degrees. We are given that cos x degree is equal to p. So how do we find sine x degrees? Well, we can say that cos x degrees is equal to p divided by 1. It does not change, okay? Because anything divided by 1 is the same. I did this because I want to know the two sides that involves cosine. So cos is adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So meaning that for this triangle, the adjacent is p, the hypotenuse is 1. Now let's try to draw the triangle. So if this is the triangle, it is a right angle triangle. Let's say this is where we have x degrees. So if that is the location of x, the adjacent will be here. That will be p, and the hypotenuse will be here. So to find sine of x degrees, which we know that it is opposite divided by the hypotenuse, it means that we need to know this side, okay, because that is the opposite and it is not known yet. So let's call this side y. We have to use the Pythagoras theorem, which states that the hypotenuse square is equal to the opposite square plus the adjacent square. For this triangle, this side is the hypotenuse, this side is the opposite, and this side is the adjacent if we are taking reference to x degrees. So that is to say 1 square is equal to the opposite. We use letter y, so that will be y square, plus the adjacent is p, so that will be p square. We can say 1 square minus p square is equal to y square. So that is to say y square is equal to 1 square minus p square. So to find y, that will be the square root of 1 square minus p square. So y is equal to the square root of 1 square is just 1 minus p square. So which means the value of y will be the square root of 1 minus p square, which is the opposite side. So we can now move on to find sine of x degrees. So sine x degrees, which we said is the opposite, that is the square root of 1 minus p square divided by the hypotenuse is 1. So sine of x degrees will be equal to the square root of 1 minus p square, because anything divided by 1 remains the same. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos. We will continue solving the other problems in our successive videos. See you soon.